If you're a photographer and you're wondering what my favorite things are, well, that's what we're digging into today. It is Nicole's favorite things episode. I am sorry, I am not Oprah. We're not giving away a car, but I think you're still going to enjoy it. Stay tuned. I'm Nicole Begley, a zoological animal trainer turned pet and family photographer. Back in 2010, I embarked on my own adventure in photography, transforming a bootstrapping startup into a thriving six-figure business by 2012. Since then, my mission has been to empower photographers like you, sharing the knowledge and strategies that have helped me help thousands of photographers build their own profitable businesses. I believe that achieving $2,000 to $3,000 sales is your fastest route to six-figure businesses, that any technically proficient photographer can consistently hit four-figure sales, and no matter if you want photography to be your full-time passion or a part-time pursuit, profitability is possible. If you're a portrait photographer aspiring to craft a business that aligns perfectly with the life you envision, then you're in exactly the right place. With over 350,000 downloads, welcome to the Freedom Focused Photography Podcast. Hey everybody, Nicole here. Welcome back to the Freedom Focused Photography Podcast. I am your host, and today is a solo episode. I actually have a 10-part pricing series that's going to be coming up. So you're going to be getting a lot of just me. I hope that's okay. But I started to kind of brainstorm of what I wanted to do for this pricing series, and well, it might have gotten a little bit out of control. We're going all 10 episodes. But first, before we dig into that starting soon, I did want to today do a recap episode about my trip to Texas. I headed down to Dallas for Imaging USA. That is Professional Photographer Association's big annual conference. I believe there's like 10,000 photographers that go to this event. It's a really big event. That and WPPI are the industry's really two biggest events here in the US. And I haven't been to Imaging, I don't think since before COVID. So it's been a hot minute, and I was really excited to get to the trade show. And of course, I was really excited to get my presentation. Thank you to all of you guys that came out to say hello, that I got to meet, put a face to the name, people I got to see again, people that I had never met in real life, but I feel like I know you because we spend so much time on Zoom during some of our programs. So anyway, it was really great to connect with everybody. Highly recommend if you guys can get to any conferences. It's such a great way to meet people, connect with people. And of course, the trade show is one of my favorite things. So I wanted to kind of give you a recap of what I loved at Imaging. And there's two new products actually that I'm going to be adding to my my offerings. I'm actually going to be streamlining things a little bit this spring, and I'm just really excited to bring these new things into my business. So what are they, Nicole? Enough. Please tell me. The first thing that is going to be actually, let me back up. The one thing that is not going anywhere are my guild canvases. That is by far, can't live without, my most favorite thing that I offer. It's my signature piece. It's the first thing that I talk about to my clients. It's the first thing in my product guide that's highlighted. I highlight it just everywhere that I possibly can because it is so, so beautiful. Now, when I first brought these guild canvases on, I brought those on as really something that could be a price anchor. I wasn't expecting to sell a lot of them because they are a bit more expensive because they're all handmade. And you guys, I can't even explain to you how beautiful these things are. They aren't even canvases. Canvas doesn't do the justice. It is printed on a canvas material, but it is nothing like what you expect when you say the word canvas. Anyway, absolutely gorgeous. So that is still going to be my top offering. It is what I hope to sell to every single client of mine. It is absolutely stunning. And then when I was at Imaging, I got the great honor to meet Amy Guild. She is one of the main people behind Guild Canvas. And gosh, it was just great to meet her. And everyone at that company is so nice and so down to earth and such a wonderful, wonderful company to do business with. I love supporting small business, and it is a great place to do so. So definitely check out Guild Canvas if you guys are looking for a high-end wall piece to add to your collections, to what you're offering your clients. You seriously can't go wrong. So check it out. Let them know I sent you. Their stuff is absolutely stunning. One of the other things that I found artwork-wise that was absolutely stunning that I think I'm going to have is my new main classic collection. So a lot of you guys, if you're familiar with my pricing, I have a signature collection of artwork, which is the high-end, the Guild canvas, the farmhouse frames, the really like more expensive handmade type options. And then I still wanted to have something that's a little bit kind of what I'm calling the classic collection, like traditional framed prints or something like that. Well, Bay Photo was at Imaging, and they have something called an epic print. And an epic print is like a acrylic and a metal had a baby. And it is stunning, specifically their satin finish. Now, I am a sucker for a matte print. I love the matte finish. I mean, my work is a little bit more muted. I don't love my work on metal. So for me, that satin piece is just so clean, so clear, but has this texture. The color is amazing. They can do it framed, they can do it floating frame, because another rule for me, for my studio, is I don't want anything unframed. No unframed canvases, no unframed metals, no unframed acrylics. Like, everything has a frame, because I just feel like that finishes the piece of art. So that is a must-have for me. And they offer that. And they actually have quite a few different types of frames. So definitely go check that out. Bay Photo, epic print, satin finish, absolutely gorgeous. All right, moving on now to albums. You guys know I've used Pro DPI albums forever, like long before they were sold to White House Custom Color. And they've been good. They've been great. But I wanted to kind of take my albums up a notch. So really my goal during this show was to go explore all the different albums that there were. And there were a lot, and there were a lot of beautiful ones. One that I absolutely loved was Vision Art. Absolutely stunning. Again, a small business. They focus specifically on albums and folio boxes, and they were beautiful and could be completely customized. The pages are gorgeous. The finishes are gorgeous. I mean, they could literally, I was asking, can we do this? They're like, yeah. Can we do this? Yeah. Can we do that? What about this? They're like, yeah, of course, we can do any of that. So they were fantastic. And their price point for how beautiful these albums are, it's really good. I mean, they're not like inexpensive, but they're not as expensive as some of the other higher end albums, and they are just as stunning. Highly recommend checking out Vision Art for your albums and your folio boxes. Just absolutely gorgeous. So that's going to be my new album vendor. Now, as I say these things, you guys I shouldn't have to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. If you have a vendor that you love, stick with it. Just because I'm saying this doesn't mean that everybody needs to go out and change their vendors. You know, if you're looking for something different, then yeah, okay, maybe check these out. But there are so many great vendors, and there's like nothing wrong with vendors that I've used in the past. Just sometimes our business starts to shift, and we might want to streamline kind of what we're offering and looking for something that might be a new fit for how we've just kind of moved our business forward. So that being said, if you love your suppliers, keep them. I think the most important thing when we are looking at our vendors is, how are they supporting us? Like, are they easy to get in touch with? Do they help you with customer service issues? Can they give you feedback if you have questions? Like, those kinds of things are really important. So, you know, make sure your lab's taking good care of you. Most of them are. There's so many amazing labs out there. One other lab I did want to throw out there as one of my favorites, and that, of course, is Marathon Press for any press printed items. So if you need to get cards printed, if you need to get pricing guides printed, if you need to get any sort of marketing materials printed, they do a ton of other stuff too, but they're just fantastic, and they are so nice and just some of my most favorite people. So, spoiler alert, remember how we say that people like to do business with people they know, like, and trust? Yeah, that works for our photography business, and it also works with our vendors. So get to know your vendors. They're people too, and they are amazing. Yeah, so those are some of my favorites. All right, so now let's move on to software. Some different types of software that I could not live without. I'm going to start first with kind of workflow software. And number one that I cannot live without, that I didn't even know that I couldn't live without until really the past like 6 to 9 months, is Imagine AI. They are an online editing, artificial intelligence service, and it's fantastic. I got to hang out with a lot of people from this company while I was there. I'm an ambassador for them. So if you go to hairofthedogacademy.com/imagine, it's IMAGEN. Yes, IMAGEN. If you go there, then it'll take you to my link and you can get 1,500 free edits, which is a lot for quite a few sessions, because you can go ahead and call and then mark your edits like with flags or stars and then just send those ones in, so that 1,500 free edits can last you for quite a bit of time if you play your cards right and you want to really check it out. So go check it out. It is so good. It only takes about 10 to 15 minutes max to set it up. What I did is I just connected it to my Lightroom catalog and then had it make a custom profile based on what my Lightroom catalog was. And it, like I said, 10 minutes maybe max. And then I was able to start having it edit just like me. And after a couple sessions, like it would go and do the edits, and then I would reopen them up in Lightroom and I would go in, I'd check it out. I might have to tweak a couple here and there, especially for things like a silhouette or like really strongly backlit items at the beginning. So I would go ahead and just tweak anything that needed to be tweaked. And then when you're done, you resubmit it and you say, okay, just connect it. And then the robot looks at it and it's like, oh, all right, I get you. I know what you're looking for. And after you do that, just even with a handful of sessions, it gets really, really good. And the more you use it, the more it fine tunes, and the better and better it has been getting for me, that now I can upload images and like they are pretty darn perfect coming out. Now, it does do things like skin softening. It does do things like straightening horizons. It has a whole bunch of extra things in it. I tend to use it most for just kind of global edits, because that is what I will then take to my client for a sales session. I would procrastinate on that for a really long time before. I don't know about you guys, but it's like, all right, say I had a session and then my sales session's next Thursday at 3 p.m. Be like next Thursday at 10 a.m. and I'd be like, oh, I should probably edit that image or that session. It's not a way you should run your business. That is not ideal. Don't recommend it. It's a little bit stressful, but I tend to work best with a deadline. So this now has allowed me to come back from a session, get my stuff edited, and just like it's immediately just pretty much ready to go to share with my clients. Now, they also have calling, which when it was in beta, it was okay. It actually does really well if you do human photography sessions, but with pets and horses, it wasn't always the best. But I was talking to them when I was at imaging and talking to some of their development team, and they said they just updated the model, and so it should do better with those things. So if you haven't tested it in a while, you might want to test the calling again. Even before that update, I was finding it was still helping me call a little bit faster, because it would still pick out like the main different sections of my session and just kind of allow me to go through my calling process faster. So it's definitely worth checking out. And I would also love to know, if you are using it, please let me know how it's calling for you for dogs, for horses, because I am going to be testing it out myself, getting back in touch with them. And, I did offer that they could even use some of my images to help train it, or I can like kind of let them know a little bit more of what to look for these different pieces. So they are really interested in continuing to refine that to work for us pet photographers. So check it out. Let me know, shoot me a DM, shoot me an email, let me know how you are finding that, and I can definitely relay it to the team. They are fantastic. Highly recommend. hairofthedogacademy.com/imagine, IMAGEN. Get your 1,500 free edits. Can't live without it. All right, one other software I can't live without is CloudSpot. CloudSpot started out as a online gallery. And so, you could use that for sales. They have the online gallery store. They have the online galleries for people's phones, and like this custom app. Like they have literally every bell and whistle you could possibly want for your gallery. But they've also started adding on some studio management services that are included in your membership with them. So when you pay for the gallery, you're getting that for free. There's not some big upcharge. It's really affordable, and it works really well for, sending out contracts, invoices, things like that, for especially that booking workflow for when you're onboarding a client. I'm actually going to, in the past, I've used Monday.com, which is for like just managing my whole life and all the Hair of the Dog Academy stuff and Freedom Focus Formula stuff. And I was kind of using that for my photography business a little bit too, because I already had it. But I'm actually this spring going to be building out the studio management section of CloudSpot to use for my onboarding. So that would be having clients pay their initial invoice. For my business is $500, and signing their contract. They did let me know, the CloudSpot people let me know that they have scheduling coming out in beta very soon. So there's going to be a full scheduler in there as well. So all of that kind of booking section I can use. And then I will usually do my final invoice in QuickBooks, just because that makes more sense for me. And it's where I track my sales tax and all of that stuff. Now, I do want to say there is one kind of area that people were a little bit not so sure about with CloudSpot, and that is with their invoicing. So like I said, there is no charge for using the studio management services. They need to make a little bit of money for this, because it's a lot of software, it's a lot of tech, it's a lot of developers. It takes a lot to get that stuff going. So there is for when you do an invoice, you're only paying 2.5%, which is much lower than PayPal, or most merchant services are usually in the 3.5% range. But when you have it, it's set up by default to be 2.5% that you pay, and then your client pays 2% if they're using a credit card to pay for their invoice. Now, I am a major don't want to nickel and dime my clients, and also since I do so much travel hacking and credit card use and try to use my credit card for literally everything, I hate when there's extra fees. So for me, I did not want to do that and pass that on to my client. So I was talking to the CloudSpot team, and they said, oh my gosh, you can 100% just call us, get in touch with them, and they can switch your account so that you do not have to pay those, like your client won't see that fee, that it will all be on your invoice, and there's nothing that you pass on to the client. So you can set that up however you want. And I think it works really, really well, especially if you're just doing that initial invoice there. And if you're using other software like Wave apps, Wave is free. It is great. It's a fabulous way to manage the finances in your business. Highly recommend it. If I was starting my business again today, I would use Wave instead of QuickBooks. But I've been with QuickBooks so long, and there's so many different aspects of my business, and that's what my accountant uses. So I'm sticking with that for now. But I would use Wave. That's what I use for the nonprofit. And it's a fantastic program. And then you can send your invoice from them. It will track your sales tax, all of those different pieces. So that's just something to consider. Just wanted to share that with you. But it is a great program. Highly recommend you check it out. If you do want to check it out, just go to hairofthedogacademy.com/cloudspot, one word, cloudspot. And their special offer when you use that link is saving 50% on your first year. So you can sign up for a free trial and use that for a little bit and make sure you like it. And then if you do, just go ahead and pay for the year, and you're going to save 50%. If you do monthly, you might only save 50% on the first month. I'm not sure if it carries on through the year. It would be in the verbiage of when you sign up, so definitely take a look. But I know that if you sign up and pay for the whole year, if you decide after the free trial that you want to move forward with it, then you get that great discount, which is one of their best. So highly recommend. CloudSpot is amazing. And again, seriously, the nicest people. I love all of them. Okay. Some more software for our workflow is Pixeloo, Pixellu. And for that specifically, I love to use Smart Albums or their album design software. So this allows me to design an album in just minutes. 10 minutes max. You can also pre-design an album to share with your client at their sales session. Like, it's a really great way to kind of get them excited about that, of what that might look like without spending a lot of time. And when I design it within that 10-15 minutes max, then, my clients almost always love it. And they're like, yeah, great. And then it's designed, it's ready to go. It's fantastic. Highly recommend. They also have a proofing software that makes it really easy to send your album proof. If your client's getting the album, you email the proof to your client. They log in, they open it up. They can leave notes. They can click on that image and say, oh, switch this image with that image. It's really easy proofing software that they can give you any feedback that they might have for their album. If you want to test out Pixeloo, just go to www.hairofthedogacademy.com/Pixeloo, and it is Pixellu. All right, what else? QuickBooks, we talked about. Highly recommend that way of accounting. So much easier. And again, it's free. Definitely recommend you guys get some sort of accounting software. Please, please, please do not just put all your receipts in a box. You're going to be missing things that you could deduct. Like, get your checking account, get a credit card that's used only for business. Make sure your checking account and that credit card get pulled into your accounting software. Check out Wave, and then you can just easily track your numbers so much better, and you're prepared for tax time a little bit more. So highly recommend. All right. 2 other pieces of software, more for kind of social media, and marketing, and that is Canva. You guys, gone are the days of having designed things in Photoshop. And InDesign is expensive and complicated and works really well for professional designers. Most of us are not professional designers. So check out Canva. It is so easy. If you do the paid version, then you can create a brand guide. So you can upload your colors, your fonts, your logos, your images, illustrations, literally everything, so that you can really easily just customize different templates in there, create different things. Yeah, just it's so great. And then you can use maybe ChatGPT to help create captions. You can bulk create things and take them over there and create Canva, different things for social media, create different marketing, collateral pieces. It is just fantastic. If you're not a gifted designer, I am not. I literally open Canva, and even though it has all these templates, it still makes my head spin. I do not like being in there. But you can also look for templates that they have there, or look at places like Creative Market or Etsy to find different Canva templates that you could use. If you're a member of Hair of the Dog Academy or Freedom Focus Formula, we do have a variety of templates there that's available for our yearly or lifetime Academy members or any of our students inside the Freedom Focus Formula. And you can customize those in Canva. Okay, and then for social, there's a lot of different things out there. There's Planoly, Later. The one that we are just starting to kind of play around with is Metricool, Metri. Yes, that's how you spell cool. My gosh. Anyway, Metricool, a lot of people recommended it, so we're starting to play around with it and are really excited about that. So that's something just to check out as well. So that's really it. Those are some of my favorite things. I hope that you found that helpful. Let me know if you did, if you'd like more episodes like this. I would love to know your favorite things. So shoot me a DM over on Instagram at Nicole Begley Official, and let me know what your favorite products are, what your favorite software is. I would love to know. So that's about it. We'll see you next week, and we're going to get started soon on our special 10-part pricing extravaganza. My favorite thing. Talk to you guys soon.